Amid Tony Abbott's mantra of stop the boats and Julie Gillard's pledge to establish an offshore processing centre, the Journey to Freedom exhibition attempts to put a human face on the burning political issue of asylum seekers. Organised by Amnesty International, the exhibition features work by world-renowned photojournalists. Among those represented are the Dad family. They fled war-torn Afghanistan after death threats were made against their family by the Taliban. Today the family is happily settled in Sydney, and Farida Dad is free to attend university. She says the exhibition gives refugees a chance to tell their side of the story.
So many refugees' voices is hidden and so many of them are not heard. So I believe such events make us to raise our voice that we are really not safe and we want to have a right.
It's amazing to see such a big crowd at an event like this.
Amnesty's refugee coordinator, Alex Pagliaro, says there is a lack of understanding about the real stories behind why people are forced to seek asylum. And she says there needs to be a more reasoned debate.
They're not here to attack us, or no one can look at these photos and be afraid of asylum seekers. You can just look at them and really empathise with asylum seekers' plight and with these families, and you look at them and you can't help but sort of think that I wouldn't mind them for my neighbour, and I think that's the attitude that we want people to have.
Well, events like this try and challenge the public's views. A more difficult task is to convince the politicians. While both major political parties support offshore processing and mandatory detention, the first ever federal Greens MP and two of the independent MPs say they want a more compassionate approach to refugees. It's a cause supported by the Refugee Action Coalition.
I'm sort of optimistic, with the Greens increase their presence, that they may be able to push for some change. I'm not that optimistic that it's going to come from Julie Gillard.
While Adam Bant says he'll try to push through legislation as soon as possible, the refugees in the photographs will continue to wait. Karagori reporting for Culture Shock.